Joseph Sibu, Baby John, Anup Jacob, CP John, AP Anil Kumar, among others. And if we talk about the alliance partners, 9 of the alliance partners, they have been given cabinet berth in this VD Satheesan-led UDF government in the state. So clearly, Congress party today will call a show of strength when VD Satheesan takes oath as the next Kerala Chief Minister along with his cabinet ministers that will be carried out by the Governor of Kerala. So clearly, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, as well as Mallikarjun Kharge, they all will be reaching along with several chief ministers of Congress party. That includes Karnataka Chief Minister, Sridharamaiah, Telangana Chief Minister, A. Revanth Reddy, as well as Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sohinder Singh Suppu, who is also expected to arrive in Thiruvananthapuram to attend the swearing-in ceremony. Back to you.
Absolutely, Anand. You stated it well, that this is going to be a show of strength by the Congress. In fact, leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has already left for Keralam to attend the swearing-in ceremony of the new Keralam government today. But Anand, there are certain reports circulating that the protocols in place are very strict for this ceremony of the new UDF government. There are reports circulating that some of the senior leaders attending the event, perhaps including Rahul Gandhi himself, will not be allowed to go on the stage. This comes even as we're learning that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has also left for the swearing-in ceremony. She's also headed to Keralam at the moment.
Given the fact that the way in which protocol has been made over there for the swearing-in ceremony, we have learned from the police officials over there that's how very tight protocol has been made over there, and it is reason why several of the senior Congress leaders will not be allowed on the dais where the oath ceremony will take place. However, the leaders in the Congress party are maintaining that Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, as well as senior party leaders, that includes leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha Rahul Gandhi, they can be bits of the dais, and so clearly it looks to be seen that how the protocol is being followed over there and what measures the Congress party will be taking to ensure that the senior leaders of their party, as Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, has also left from the national council to attend the swearing-in ceremony. Several of its chief ministers have also left from the national, from their respective state capitals. So clearly, they will be looking to bring them on the dais so that all the senior leaders can be a witness to the Kerala CM swearing-in ceremony along with several of its candidates.
Absolutely. And ahead of the swearing-in ceremony, we are learning that Chief Minister designate VD Satheesan has stated that there is no confirmation yet on the attendance of Tamil Nadu Chief Minister C. Joseph Vijay. He was asked about Vijay's presence at the ceremony, and Satheesan has clarified that no information has been received so far regarding his visit. We do know that after Vijay's stunning debut in Tamil Nadu, it's the Congress that lent him their support in order for Vijay to form the government, to have the magic number of 118 seats in the assembly. And but there is no information currently, Anand, of whether Vijay will make it to the ceremony or not. What are you picking up?
Yeah, look, if we talk about C. Joseph Vijay, who is also the TBK chief and Tamil Nadu chief minister, so clearly it was first the Congress party which has lent support of 5 MLAs when his party fell short of the 10 MLAs to form government over there. So clearly, if we talk about if any kind of invitation has been shared with him by the Congress party, it remains still unclear, and it is the reason why Satheesan, who is the CM designate for Kerala, he has said that till now he has no information. And even if we talk about several of the alliance partners of the Congress party, of the India bloc, that includes Shiv Sena, that includes NCP, so there is no confirmation from the other alliance partners also whether they will be attending this swearing-in ceremony or not. Back to you.
One last piece of information we're picking up, Anand. We're learning that security, of course, now has been heightened at the Thiruvananthapuram airport as chief ministers of Congress-ruled states and several other leaders are expected to arrive in the city today to attend the swearing-in ceremony of the Keralam government led by Chief Minister Designate V.D. Satheesan. But even so, Anand, there's a lot of talk regarding portfolio allocation. Have your sources revealed anything to you regarding this, or are things still being kept under wraps for now?
Yeah, look, if we talk about the portfolios as of now, the Congress party and the UDF members, they have kept it under wraps as yesterday. We have seen that how a detailed discussion has taken place with all the alliance members over there to decide on the names of the ministers, and how IUML has also stated that one of its ministers will be accommodated in the cabinet in the next 2.5 years. So clearly, there will be proper discussions on the cabinet portfolios, and then only a final call will be taken. Back to you.
All right. With that, Anand, I'd like to thank you for taking out time and speaking to us this morning. With that, viewers, we're shifting focus towards what's happening in Kerala. Kerala is all set to witness a major political transition as Chief Minister Designate V.D. Satheesan prepares to take oath along with the 20-member Council of Ministers at the Central Stadium in Thiruvananthapuram today. The swearing-in marks the United Democratic Front's return to power after a decade following its decisive assembly poll victory. Top Congress leaders including Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and Mallikarjun Kharge are all expected to attend the ceremony along with chief ministers from Congress-ruled states. Now, ahead of taking office, V.D. Satheesan met Cardinal Moran More Besailos Clemis and sought his blessing, saying that he remains committed to inclusive governance and Kerala's development. Of course, all eyes trained on this major swearing-in ceremony. Remember, there had been considerable discussion within the Congress High Command as far as the Chief Minister's face, the Chief Ministerial Designate, and the person who's going to lead Kerala for the next 5 years is concerned. There were a lot of names that were propping up. V.D. Satheesan, one of the prominent names. We also had K.C. Venugopal. There was also Ramesh Chennithala. But of course, there was a backing by the other UDF members, including the IUML, that has finally led to V.D. Satheesan taking the lead, and he is now the Chief Minister Designate who is slated to take oath very shortly today. The Congress is likely to retain 11 cabinet berths is what we're learning. There are going to be about 20 ministers in the Council of Ministers of Kerala who are going to take their oath today. V.D. Satheesan, of course, is a lawyer by profession who then took to public service and has been serving the people of Kerala. He is, of course, a young candidate who brings with him his legal expertise to the table as well. He served as the LOP in Kerala earlier, and now he's going to be the Chief Minister. Joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Anand Singh. Anand, of course, the mood on the ground in Kerala is quite palpable considering the fact that V.D. Satheesan is going to take oath. There was, of course, a lot of discussion before which his name was finally announced. Congress, we're learning, is likely to retain 11 cabinet berths out of 20 ministers who are going to take oath today.
Yeah, look, ever since the Congress has decided to name V.D. Satheesan as the next Chief Minister of Kerala, so clearly, after having a detailed discussion with all the alliance partners of the UDF in Kerala, the Congress on Sunday announced that how a total of 20 cabinet ministers will be taking oath along with V.D. Satheesan, and that includes 11 ministers from the Congress party that also has the names of Ramesh Chennithala, which is one of the veteran party leaders in Kerala. That includes Sunny Joseph, the current Kerala PCC chief, P.K. Kulharani, and then K. Muralidharan, Mons Joseph Sibu, Baby John, Anup Jacob, C.P. John, A.P. Anil Kumar, among others. And if we talk about the alliance partners, 9 of the alliance partners, they have been given cabinet berth in this V.D. Satheesan-led UDF government in the state. So clearly, Congress party today will call a show of strength when V.D. Satheesan takes oath as the next Kerala Chief Minister along with his cabinet ministers that will be carried out by the Governor of Kerala. So clearly, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, as well as Mallikarjun Kharge. They all will be reaching along with several chief ministers of Congress party. That includes Karnataka Chief Minister Sridharamaiah, Telangana Chief Minister A. Revanth Reddy, as well as Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sohinder Singh Suppu, who is also expected to arrive in Thiruvananthapuram to attend the swearing-in ceremony. Back to you.
Absolutely, Anand. You stated it well, that this is going to be a show of strength by the Congress. In fact, leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has already left for Keralam to attend the swearing-in ceremony of the new Keralam government today. But Anand, there are certain reports circulating that the protocols in place are very strict for this ceremony of the new UDF government. There are reports circulating that some of the senior leaders attending the event, perhaps including Rahul Gandhi himself, will not be allowed to go on the stage. This comes even as we're learning that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has also left for the swearing-in ceremony. She's also headed to Keralam at the moment.
Given the fact that the way in which protocol has been made over there in for the swearing-in ceremony, we have learned from the police officials over there that how very tight protocol has been made over there, and it is reason why several of the senior Congress leaders will not be allowed on the dais where the oath ceremony will take place. However, the leaders in the Congress party are maintaining that Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, as well as senior party leaders, that includes leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha Rahul Gandhi, they can be bits of the dais, and so clearly it looks to be seen that how the protocol is being followed over there and what measures the Congress party will be taking to ensure that the senior leaders of their party, as Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, has also left from the national council to attend the swearing-in ceremony. Several of its chief ministers have also left from the national, from their respective state councils. So clearly, they will be looking to bring them on the dais so that all the senior leaders can be a witness to the Kerala swearing-in ceremony along with several of its candidates.
Absolutely. And ahead of the swearing-in ceremony, we are learning that Chief Minister designate V.D. Satheesan has stated that there is no confirmation yet on the attendance of Tamil Nadu Chief Minister C. Joseph Vijay. He was asked about Vijay's presence at the ceremony, and Satheesan has clarified that no information has been received so far regarding his visit. We do know that after Vijay's stunning debut in Tamil Nadu, it's the Congress that lent him their support in order for Vijay to form the government, to have the magic number of 118 seats in the assembly. And but there is no information currently, Anand, of whether Vijay will make it to the ceremony or not. What are you picking up?
Yeah, look, if we talk about C. Joseph Vijay, who is also the CBK chief and Tamil Nadu chief minister, so clearly it was first the Congress party which has lent support of 5 MLAs when his party fell short of the 10 MLAs to form government over there. So clearly, if we talk about if any kind of invitation has been shared with him by the Congress party, it remains still unclear, and it is the reason why Satheesan, who is the CM designate for Kerala, he has said that till now he has no information. And even if we talk about several of the alliance partners of the Congress party, of the India bloc, that includes Shiv that includes NCP, so there is no confirmation from the other alliance partners also whether they will be attending this swearing-in ceremony or not. Back to you.
One last piece of information we're picking up, Anand. We're learning that security, of course, now has been heightened at the Thiruvananthapuram airport as chief ministers of Congress-ruled states and several other leaders are expected to arrive in the city today to attend the swearing-in ceremony of the Keralam government led by Chief Minister designate V.D. Satheesan. But even so, Anand, there's a lot of talk regarding portfolio allocation. Have your sources revealed anything to you regarding this, or are things still being kept under wraps for now?
Yeah, look, if we talk about the portfolios as of now, the Congress party and the UDF members, they have kept it under wraps as yesterday. We have seen that how a detailed discussion has taken place with all the alliance members over there to decide on the names of the ministers, and how IUML has also stated that one of its ministers will be accommodated in the cabinet in the next 2.5 years. So clearly, there will be proper discussions on the cabinet portfolios, and then only a final call will be taken. Back to you.
All right, with that, Anand, I'd like to thank you for taking our time and speaking to us this morning. With that, viewers, we're shifting focus towards what's happening in Kerala. Kerala is all set to witness a major political transition as Chief Minister designate V.D. Satheesan prepares to take oath along with the 20-member Council of Ministers at the Central Stadium in Thiruvananthapuram today. The swearing-in marks the United Democratic Front's return to power after a decade following its decisive assembly poll victory. Top Congress leaders including Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and Mallikarjun Kharge are all expected to attend the ceremony along with chief ministers from Congress-ruled states. Now, ahead of taking office, V.D. Satheesan met Cardinal Moran Besailos Clemis and sought his blessing, saying that he remains committed to inclusive governance and Kerala's development. Of course, all eyes trained on this major swearing-in ceremony. Remember, there had been considerable discussion within the Congress High Command as far as the Chief Minister's face, the Chief Ministerial designate and the person who's going to lead Kerala for the next 5 years is concerned. There were a lot of names that were propping up. V.D. Satheesan, one of the prominent names. We also had K.C. Venugopal. There was also Ramesh Chennithala. But of course, there was a backing by the other UDF members, including the IUML, that has finally led to V.D. Satheesan taking the lead. And he is now the Chief Minister designate who is slated to take oath very shortly today. The Congress is likely to retain 11 cabinet berths is what we're learning. There are going to be about 20 ministers in the Council of Ministers of Kerala who are going to take their oath today. V.D. Satheesan, of course, is a lawyer by profession who then took to public service and has been serving the people of Kerala. He is, of course, a young candidate who brings with him his legal expertise to the table as well. He served as the LOP in Kerala earlier and now he's going to be the Chief Minister. Joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Anand Singh. Anand, of course, the mood on the ground in Kerala is quite palpable considering the fact that V.D. Satheesan is going to take oath. There was, of course, a lot of discussion before which his name was finally announced. Congress, we're learning, is likely to retain 11 cabinet berths out of 20 ministers who are going to take oath today.
Yeah, look, ever since the Congress has decided to name V.D. Satheesan as the next Chief Minister of Kerala, so clearly, after having a detailed discussion with all the alliance partners of the UDF in Kerala, the Congress on Sunday announced that how a total of 20 cabinet ministers will be taking oath along with V.D. Satheesan, and that includes 11 ministers from the Congress party that also has the names of Ramesh Chennithala, which is one of the veteran party leaders in Kerala. That includes Sunny Joseph, the current Kerala PCC chief, P.K. Kulharani, 50, and then K. Muralidharan, Mons Joseph Sibu, Baby John, Anup Jacob, C.P. John, A.P. Anil Kumar, among others. And if we talk about the alliance partners, 9 of the alliance partners, they have been given cabinet berth in this V.D. Satheesan-led UDF government in the state. So clearly, Congress party today will call a show of strength when V.D. Satheesan takes oath as the next Kerala Chief Minister along with his cabinet ministers that will be carried out by the Governor of Kerala. So clearly, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, as well as Mallikarjun Kharge, they all will be reaching along with several chief ministers of Congress party. That includes Karnataka Chief Minister, Siddaramaiah, Telangana Chief Minister, A. Revanth Reddy, as well as Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sohinder Singh Suppu, who is also expected to arrive in Thiruvananthapuram to attend the swearing-in ceremony. Back to you.
Absolutely, Anand. You stated it well, that this is going to be a show of strength by the Congress. In fact, leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has already left for Keralam to attend the swearing-in ceremony of the new Keralam government today. But Anand, there are certain reports circulating that the protocols in place are very strict for this ceremony of the new UDF government. There are reports circulating that some of the senior leaders attending the event, perhaps including Rahul Gandhi himself, will not be allowed to go on the stage. This comes even as we're learning that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has also left for the swearing-in ceremony. She's also headed to Keralam at the moment.
Given the fact that the way in which the protocol has been made over there, it's for the swearing-in ceremony. We have learned from the police officials over there that how a very tight protocol has been made over there, and it is reason why several of the senior Congress leaders will not be allowed on the dais where the oath ceremony will take place. However, the leaders in the Congress party are maintaining that Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, as well as senior party leaders, that includes leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha Rahul Gandhi, they can be bits of the dais, and so clearly it looks to be seen that how the protocol is being followed over there and what measures the Congress party will be taking to ensure that the senior leaders of their party, as Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, has also left from the national council to attend the swearing-in ceremony. Several of its chief ministers have also left from the national, from their respective state councils. So clearly, they will be looking to bring them on the dais so that all the senior leaders can be a witness to the Kerala swearing-in ceremony along with several of its candidates.
Absolutely. And ahead of the swearing-in ceremony, we are learning that Chief Minister designate V.D. Satheesan has stated that there is no confirmation yet on the attendance of Tamil Nadu Chief Minister C. Joseph Vijay. He was asked about Vijay's presence at the ceremony, and Satheesan Krishna, and we also in fact learning that power is likely to be handled by Anil Kumar. Remember, this is all source-based information at the moment. We're of course going to be receiving confirmations only after they've all taken their oath. We've also in fact gotten some source-based news that Muralidharan is likely to get the health and temple affairs portfolios. It was initially reported, according to our sources, that he was offered power and then was assigned health ministry. There of course you can see the leaders all smiles. You can see Mallikarjun Kharge, Revant Reddy sitting side by side. All the stalwarts of the Congress party, K.C. Venugopal on your screens. Remember, he was Rahul Gandhi's pick, but eventually it is the allies backing of V.D. Satheesan, who had served 5 years as leader of opposition, whose methodology of being a lawyer and carrying that forward by taking up public interest issues through RTIs, through PILs, that of course did grant him the favor there as well. And if I'm not wrong, that is Siddaramaiah, Karnataka Chief Minister, who's arrived as well. He's greeted Mallikarjun Kharge. All senior leaders of the Congress party, the High Command is present there. The Chief Ministers of all Congress states are there as well. It's a show of strength, and the man of the moment, of course, waiting for the governor to arrive very, very shortly. My colleague Anand Singh is with us on the broadcast. All right, it seems that we don't have Anand at the moment. Let's try to get him with us. Anand, of course, has been on the ground tracking these developments very, very closely. He was on the ground even while campaigning was taking place, while the counting was taking place as well. A lot of the analysts, a lot of the people did in fact indicate that yes, the mood did switch towards the UDF. There was a lot of anti-incumbency at large. People spoke about the law and order situation. There were a lot of corruption scandals marring the Pinarayi Vijayan-led former government as well, whether the gold smuggling case or the Exalogic solution scam as well. So all of this did take center stage prior to the polling and the counting. But now, of course, we can see the UDF making history after 10 years, coming back to power. Anand, it seems that you're back with us on the broadcast. Interesting visuals from the stage. Let's make them big. And VD Satheesan, of course, man of the moment. We also have the High Command of the Congress party. We have Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Mallikarjun Kharge. They've all taken to the dais. Interestingly, we also have the chief ministers from all Congress ruled states. We have the LDF also present. They stated that they will not boycott this. Pinarayi Vijayan is on the stage. Rajiv Chandrasekhar is there as well. Very shortly, the Congress leaders and their allies, the IUML, the RSP, the CMP, they're all slated to take oath as well. What are your sources indicating as far as the portfolio division is concerned?
Led government has came back to power in Kerala, winning 102 out of the 140 seats. So clearly, we have seen yesterday that how a detailed discussion has taken place to decide on the names of the cabinet ministers who will be taking oath today beside VD Satheesan as chief minister. So clearly, as of now, discussions are still going on in the UDF alliance to decide on the portfolios, and just now we have seen the current visuals that how several of the senior Congress leaders, that included Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, as well as leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, who is also the Lok Sabha MP from Wayanad, seen on the stage, and beside them, we have seen that how Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, then Telangana Chief Minister A. Revanth Reddy, and several other senior dignitaries of the Congress party, they are also present. And the most interesting part is that how the LDF leaders are also present, especially former Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan. We have seen recently that how after being named as being named as one of the senior position over there. So clearly, now what through our sources we have learned, and this is you can break also clear that Ramesh Chenithala is all set to get Home Ministry Department, the home portfolio in Kerala. This is what the latest update has come from Keralam, that he is likely going to get the home department in the state assembly over there, the ministerial post. He will be getting, as he is one of the veteran party leaders beside K.C. Venugopal.
All right, Anand, apologies to interject, but it seems that the governor of Kerala has now arrived at the dais, Sri Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar, who had assumed office on the 2nd of January 2024. He is now arrived to administer the oath to VD Satheesan and all 20 members chosen to be a part of his cabinet. We can of course see the crowd which has been waiting eagerly for the governor's arrival in enthusiasm at the moment. Let's try and listen in to what's taking place there on the ground. All right, there seems to be an audio issue at the moment, but Anand, back to you. It seems that the governor has arrived and the oath taking is going to commence very shortly.
Priya, the way in which the timing and the date has been announced clearly, 10 a.m. was the timing when the oath ceremony was all set to take place. And now we have seen that how Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar, the governor of Kerala, has also arrived at the Trivandrum Stadium, and they are all set to now administer the oath for the post of Chief Minister, and several of the cabinet ministers will be taking oath today. So clearly 20 ministers have been decided that they will be taking oath today. So clearly this is a big day for the Congress-led UDF, as all the senior leaders who have been named as ministers, They will be checking oath shortly as the governor has arrived in the Satheesan stadium where this ceremony is being held.
All right, it does seem that everyone has risen for the national anthem. Let's cut across live.
Sir Shri V.D. Satheesan, Chief Minister Designate, and the Ministers Designate are present to take the oath of office and secrecy. I request your permission to present them. Not here. I'll say?
Go there, go before him and come back. I'm telling you, go there and go before him and come back.
Sir, I now invite Shri V.D. Satheesan, Chief Minister Designate, to take the oath of office and secrecy.
ഞാൻ വടശ്ശേരി ദാമോദര മേനോൻ സതീശൻ എന്ന ഞാൻ നിയമം വഴി സ്ഥാപിതമായ ഭാരതത്തിൻ്റെ ഭരണഘടനയോട് നിർവ്യാജമായ വിശ്വസ്തതയും കൂറും പുലർത്തുമെന്നും ഞാൻ ഭാരതത്തിൻ്റെ പരമാധികാരവും അഖണ്ഡതയും നിലനിർത്തുമെന്നും ഞാൻ കേരള സംസ്ഥാനത്തെ മുഖ്യമന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിലുള്ള എൻ്റെ കർത്തവ്യങ്ങൾ വിശ്വസ്തയോടും മനസാക്ഷിയെ മുൻനിർത്തിയും നിർവഹിക്കുമെന്നും ഭരണഘടനയും നിയമവും അനുസരിച്ച് ഭീതിയോ പക്ഷപാതമോ പ്രീതിയോ വിദ്വേഷമോ കൂടാതെ എല്ലാ തരത്തിലുള്ള ജനങ്ങൾക്കും നീതി ചെയ്യുമെന്നും ദൈവത്തിൻ്റെ നാമത്തിൽ സത്യം ചെയ്യും.
ഞാൻ
വടശ്ശേരി ദാമോദര മേനോൻ സതീശൻ എന്ന ഞാൻ കേരള സംസ്ഥാനത്തെ മുഖ്യമന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിൽ എൻ്റെ പരിഗണനയിൽ കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നതോ എൻ്റെ അറിവിൽ വരുന്നതോ ആയ ഏതെങ്കിലും വിഷയം അങ്ങനെയുള്ള മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിലുള്ള എൻ്റെ കർത്തവ്യങ്ങളുടെ മുറപ്രകാരമുള്ള നിർവഹണത്തിന് ആവശ്യമാകുന്നതൊഴികെ ഞാൻ ഏതെങ്കിലും ആൾക്കോ ആളുകൾക്കോ നേരിട്ടോ നേരിട്ടല്ലാതെയോ അറിയിച്ചു കൊടുക്കുകയോ വെളിപ്പെടുത്തി കൊടുക്കുകയോ ചെയ്യുകയില്ലെന്ന് ദൈവത്തിൻ്റെ നാമത്തിൽ സത്യം ചെയ്യുന്നു.
I now invite Shri P.K. Kunjalikutti, Minister Designate, to take the oath of office and oath of secrecy. Tell somebody, tell him his name is called out, no? Tell somebody to go and tell that their names are being called out. P.K. Kunjalikutti, P.K. Kunjalikutti. The staff will know. I now invite Shri P.K. Kunjalikutti, Minister Designate, to take the oath of office and oath of secrecy.
ഞാൻ P.K. കുഞ്ഞാലിക്കുട്ടി എന്ന ഞാൻ നിയമം വഴി സ്ഥാപിതമായ ഭാരതത്തിൻ്റെ ഭരണഘടനയോട് നിർവ്യാജമായ വിശ്വസ്തതയും കൂറും പുലർത്തുമെന്നും ഞാൻ ഭാരതത്തിൻ്റെ പരമാധികാരവും അഖണ്ഡതയും നിലനിർത്തുമെന്നും ഞാൻ കേരള സംസ്ഥാനത്തെ ഒരു മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിലുള്ള എൻ്റെ കർത്തവ്യങ്ങൾ വിശ്വസ്തയോടും മനസാക്ഷിയെ മുൻനിർത്തിയും നിർവഹിക്കുമെന്നും ഭരണഘടനയെയും നിയമവും അനുസരിച്ച് ഭീതിയോ പക്ഷപാതമോ പ്രീതിയോ വിദ്വേഷമോ കൂടാതെ എല്ലാ തരത്തിലുള്ള ജനങ്ങൾക്കും നീതി ചെയ്യുമെന്നും ദൈവത്തിൻ്റെ നാമത്തിൽ സൃഷ്ടാവിൻ്റെ നാമത്തിൽ സത്യം ചെയ്തു. PK കുഞ്ഞാലിക്കുട്ടി എന്ന ഞാൻ കേരള സംസ്ഥാനത്തെ ഒരു മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിൽ എൻ്റെ പരിഗണനയിൽ കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നതോ എൻ്റെ അറിവിൽ വരുന്നതോ ആയ ഏതെങ്കിലും വിഷയം അങ്ങനെയുള്ള മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിലുള്ള എൻ്റെ കർത്തവ്യങ്ങളുടെ മുറപ്രകാരമുള്ള നിർവഹണത്തിന് ആവശ്യമാകുന്നതൊഴികെ ഞാൻ ഏതെങ്കിലും ആളുകൾക്കോ നേരിട്ടോ നേരിട്ടല്ലാതെയോ അറിയിച്ചു കൊടുക്കുകയോ വെളിപ്പെടുത്തുകയോ ചെയ്യുകയില്ലെന്ന് ദൈവനാമത്തിൽ സത്യം ചെയ്യുന്നു.
I now invite Sri Ramesh Chennithala, Minister Designate, to take the oath of office and secrecy.
ഞാൻ രമേശ് ചെന്നിത്തല എന്ന ഞാൻ നിയമം വഴി സ്ഥാപിതമായ ഭാരതത്തിൻ്റെ ഭരണഘടനയോട് നിർവ്യാജമായ വിശ്വസ്തതയും കൂറും പുലർത്തുമെന്നും ഞാൻ ഭാരതത്തിൻ്റെ പരമാധികാരവും അഖണ്ഡതയും നിലനിർത്തുമെന്നും ഞാൻ കേരള സംസ്ഥാനത്തെ ഒരു മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിലുള്ള എൻ്റെ കർത്തവ്യങ്ങൾ വിശ്വസ്തയോടും മനസ്സാക്ഷിയെ മുൻനിർത്തിയും നിർവഹിക്കുമെന്നും ഭരണഘടനയും നിയമവും അനുസരിച്ച് ഭീതിയോ പക്ഷപാതമോ പ്രീതിയോ വിദ്വേഷമോ കൂടാതെ എല്ലാ തരത്തിലുമുള്ള ജനങ്ങൾക്കും നീതി ചെയ്യുമെന്നും ദൈവത്തിൻ്റെ നാമത്തിൽ സത്യം ചെയ്യുന്നു. രമേശ് ചെന്നിത്തല എന്ന ഞാൻ കേരള സംസ്ഥാനത്തെ ഒരു മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിൽ എൻ്റെ പരിഗണനയിൽ കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നതോ എൻ്റെ അറിവിൽ വരുന്നതോ ആയ ഏതെങ്കിലും വിഷയം അങ്ങനെയുള്ള മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിലുള്ള എൻ്റെ കർത്തവ്യങ്ങളുടെ മുറപ്രകാരമുള്ള നിർവഹണത്തിന് ആവശ്യമാകുന്നതൊഴികെ ഞാൻ ഏതെങ്കിലും ആളുകൾക്കോ നേരിട്ടോ നേരിട്ടല്ലാതെയോ അറിയിച്ചു കൊടുക്കുകയോ വെളിപ്പെടുത്തുകയോ ചെയ്യുകയില്ല എന്ന് ദൈവത്തിൻ്റെ നാമത്തിൽ സത്യം ചെയ്യുന്നു.
told, no? Next. I now invite Sri Sunny Joseph, Minister Designate, to take the oath of office and oath of secrecy.
ഞാൻ
സണ്ണി ജോസഫ് എന്ന ഞാൻ നിയമം വഴി സ്ഥാപിതമായ ഭാരതത്തിൻ്റെ ഭരണഘടനയോട് നിർവാജ്യമായ വിശ്വസ്തയും കൂറും പുലർത്തുമെന്നും ഞാൻ ഭാരതത്തിൻ്റെ പരമാധികാരവും അഖണ്ഡതയും നിലനിർത്തുമെന്നും ഞാൻ കേരള സംസ്ഥാനത്തെ ഒരു മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിലുള്ള എൻ്റെ കർത്തവ്യങ്ങൾ വിശ്വസ്തയോടും മനസാക്ഷിയെ മുൻനിർത്തിയും നിർവഹിക്കുമെന്നും ഭരണഘടനയും നിയമവും അനുസരിച്ച് ഭീതിയോ പക്ഷപാതമോ പ്രീതിയോ വിദ്വേഷമോ കൂടാതെ എല്ലാ തരത്തിലുമുള്ള ജനങ്ങൾക്കും നീതി ചെയ്യുമെന്നും ദൈവത്തിൻ്റെ നാമത്തിൽ സത്യം ചെയ്യുന്നു. സണ്ണി ജോസഫ് എന്ന ഞാൻ കേരള സംസ്ഥാനത്തെ ഒരു മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിൽ എൻ്റെ പരിഗണനയിൽ കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നതോ എൻ്റെ അറിവിൽ വരുന്നതോ ആയ ഏതെങ്കിലും വിഷയം അങ്ങനെയുള്ള മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിലുള്ള എൻ്റെ കർത്തവ്യങ്ങളുടെ മുറപ്രകാരമുള്ള നിർവഹണത്തിന് ആവശ്യമാകുന്നതൊഴികെ ഞാൻ ഏതെങ്കിലും ആളുകൾക്കോ നേരിട്ടോ നേരിട്ടല്ലാതെയോ അറിയിച്ചു കൊടുക്കുകയോ വെളിപ്പെടുത്തി കൊടുക്കുകയോ ചെയ്യുകയില്ല എന്ന് ദൈവത്തിൻ്റെ നാമത്തിൽ സത്യം ചെയ്യുന്നു.
I now invite Sri K. Muralidharan, Minister Designate, to take the oath of office and oath of secrecy.
I, K. Muralidharan, do swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India, as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, that I will faithfully and conscientiously discharge my duties as a Minister of the State of Kerala, and that I will do right to all manner of people in accordance with the Constitution and the law without fear or favor, affection or ill will. I, K. Muralidharan, do swear in the name of God that I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person or persons any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as a Minister for the State of Kerala, except as be required for the due discharge of my duties as such minister.
I now invite Sri Mons Joseph, Minister Designate, to take the oath of office and oath of secrecy.
ഞാൻ മോൻസ് ജോസഫ് എന്ന ഞാൻ നിയമം വഴി സ്ഥാപിതമായ ഭാരതത്തിൻ്റെ ഭരണഘടനയോട് നിർവ്യാജമായ വിശ്വസ്തതയും കൂറും പുലർത്തുമെന്നും ഞാൻ ഭാരതത്തിൻ്റെ പരമാധികാരവും അഖണ്ഡതയും നിലനിർത്തുമെന്നും ഞാൻ കേരള സംസ്ഥാനത്തെ ഒരു മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിലുള്ള എൻ്റെ കർത്തവ്യങ്ങൾ വിശ്വസ്തയോടും മനസ്സാക്ഷിയെ മുൻനിർത്തിയും നിർവഹിക്കുമെന്നും ഭരണഘടനയും നിയമവും അനുസരിച്ച് ഭീതിയോ പക്ഷപാതമോ പ്രീതിയോ വിദ്വേഷമോ കൂടാതെ എല്ലാ തരത്തിലുള്ള ജനങ്ങൾക്കും നീതി ചെയ്യുമെന്നും ദൈവത്തിൻ്റെ നാമത്തിൽ സത്യം ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഞാൻ മോൻസ് ജോസഫ് എന്ന ഞാൻ കേരള സംസ്ഥാനത്തെ ഒരു മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിൽ എൻ്റെ പരിഗണനയിൽ കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നതോ എൻ്റെ അറിവിൽ വരുന്നതോ ആയ ഏതെങ്കിലും വിഷയം അങ്ങനെയുള്ള മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിലുള്ള എൻ്റെ കർത്തവ്യങ്ങളുടെ മുറപ്രകാരമുള്ള നിർവഹണത്തിന് ആവശ്യമാകുന്നതൊഴികെ ഞാൻ ഏതെങ്കിലും ആളുകൾക്കോ നേരിട്ടോ നേരിട്ടല്ലാതെയോ അറിയിച്ചു കൊടുക്കുകയോ വെളിപ്പെടുത്തി കൊടുക്കുകയോ ചെയ്യുകയില്ലെന്ന് ദൈവത്തിൻ്റെ നാമത്തിൽ സത്യം ചെയ്യുന്നു.
I now invite Sri Shibu Baby John, Minister Designate, to take the oath of office and oath of secrecy.
ഷിബു ബേബി ജോൺ എന്ന ഞാൻ നിയമം വഴി സ്ഥാപിതമായ ഭാരതത്തിൻ്റെ ഭരണഘടനയോട് നിർവ്യാജമായ വിശ്വസ്തതയും കൂറും പുലർത്തുമെന്നും ഞാൻ ഭാരതത്തിൻ്റെ പരമാധികാരവും അഖണ്ഡതയും നിലനിർത്തുമെന്നും ഞാൻ കേരള സംസ്ഥാനത്തെ ഒരു മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിലുള്ള എൻ്റെ കർത്തവ്യങ്ങൾ വിശ്വസ്തയോടു മനസാക്ഷിയെ മുൻനിർത്തിയും നിർവഹിക്കുമെന്നും ഭരണഘടനയും നിയമവും അനുസരിച്ച് ഭീതിയോ പക്ഷപാതമോ പ്രീതിയോ വിദ്വേഷമോ കൂടാതെ എല്ലാ തരത്തിലുള്ള ജനങ്ങൾക്കും നീതി ചെയ്യുമെന്നും സഗൗരവം പ്രതിജ്ഞ ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഷിബു ബേബി ജോൺ എന്ന ഞാൻ കേരള സംസ്ഥാനത്തെ ഒരു മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിൽ എൻ്റെ പരിഗണനയിൽ കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നതോ എൻ്റെ അറിവിൽ വരുന്നതോ ആയ ഏതെങ്കിലും വിഷയം അങ്ങനെയുള്ള മന്ത്രി എന്ന നിലയിലുള്ള എൻ്റെ കർത്തവ്യങ്ങളുടെ മുറപ്രകാരമുള്ള നിർവഹണത്തിന് ആവശ്യമാകുന്നതൊഴികെ ഞാൻ ഏതെങ്കിലും ആളുകൾക്കോ നേരിട്ടല്ലാതെയോ അറിയിച്ചു കൊടുക്കുകയോ വെളിപ്പെടുത്തുകയോ ചെയ്യുകയില്ലെന്ന് സഗൗരവം പ്രതിജ്ഞ ചെയ്യുന്നു.
In Kerala is underway. What we're seeing at the moment is the UDF government finally taking oath after 10 long years. The question is, can Congress really sustain this comeback momentum? On the left of your screens you see VD Satheesan. He had earlier taken oath as the Chief Minister of the state. He has 20 other members in his cabinet, a blend of stalwarts as well as fresh faces. He's made it a point during his campaigning, talking about the Gen Z, talking about the entire focus on brain drain education as well. So this has been his focus. We've seen a Congress show of strength as well. And joining us on the broadcast is P. Santosh Kumar, CPI Member of Parliament in the Rajya Sabha. Thank you so much for taking our time and speaking to us on Newsx. Interesting developments from Keralam this morning. Of course, we've seen all senior leaders of the Congress party on the ground. VD Satheesan, of course, there were a lot of murmurs that he was not favoured by the Congress High Command, but it was the allied pressure that's really propelled him to this position. Interestingly, we also see Pinarayi Vijayan on the stage because the LDF had made it very clear that they're not going to boycott the event, unlike what the UDF had done earlier. What do you hope and what are your expectations from the UDF government? Of course, what we've seen in this election result has put the LDF on the back foot, as stated by the Secretary General as well, and there has been a lot of meetings in the background, a lot of review of what exactly has gone forward. So what are your expectations from the UDF, and how will the LDF now take this forward as a constructive opposition in the Assembly?
First of all, being a Keralite, I think this opportunity to wish them all the very best in the coming days. It's my government that way, even though we politically disagree with them, it is my state government. So my expectation is quite clear that the Left Democratic Fund government has done a lot of things, and I hope the new government, these new ministers will carry forward that path of development. And Kerala is a state which is famous for its, communal harmony, social balancing, and a very peaceful living system. I think the government will take care of these things, and they will not try to divide the society on castes and religious terms. Because Kerala is now passing through a very difficult phase, and all sets of religious and communal other outfits are in the offing of very strong in some areas. So we need to have a balance always. because it's a unique state where Muslim, Christian, Hindus are almost same. I mean, combined minority and majority are almost same. So the government should take care of all these facts. It should not try to divide the society. I hope this team of experienced people, as you mentioned, and some youngsters can do and can move forward. This is what I can tell you at this moment. I don't want to make any political comment. There are internal issues, other stories are there, and our experience with this UDF governments in the past was so embarrassing. So I don't want to remind you those old stories. I don't want to repeat all those points. UDF never performed well in the past. I hope the reverse may happen this time. That is my sincere hope being a Keralite.
Absolutely, sir. And one quick follow-up, because there have been reports that VD Satheesan might get the Ports Ministry, and why I'm bringing this up is because under the Pinarayi Vijayan government for the last 10 years, we've seen the Pinarayi Vijayan government work in tandem with the centre to ensure the development of the Vizhinjam International Seaport, which is India's first deep water container transshipment port, quite crucial for India's presence in international shipping, in handling large bulk of cargo. What are your hopes if if the sources are to be believed that VD Satheesan will be taking over the ports? What are your hopes of him continuing Pinarayi Vijayan's work in this front?
See, Congress or Satheesan, they cannot claim to be a holy cow in the political scenario. What Congress is doing in Karnataka, Telangana and Himachal Pradesh, we all know. What is the nexus connection with the billionaires, and all those corporates, still famous and not all. Satheesan cannot claim himself as a holy cow as if he didn't know anything. The thing is that Vizhinjam, not only Vizhinjam, we have done a lot. Last 10 years can be described as the one of the most important chapters in the development of Kerala's history. No one can deny that fact. Of course, we had to suffer a humiliating defeat, that I agree, but it does not mean that our performance was bad. Let's analyze election results in a different debate. But no one can escape or deviate from the development path which we had initiated. So I think this port and finance is his portfolio. Let us expect for the best. What more I can say? But one thing is quite clear: Congress has no such economic policy that is different from BJP. And when we talk about economic policy, both these parties are alike. That is left sharp criticism. Satheesan can't do anything, deviating the Congress party's policies.
All right, sir. With that, I would like to thank you for taking our time sharing your perspective. We also have with us M. Anil Kumar Yadav, member of the Rajya Sabha from Telangana. Sir, thank you so much for taking our time and speaking to us. Of course, it's a historic day for the Congress-led UDF in Kerala. We've seen the show of strength. We've seen the leaders from the High Command, Mallikarjun Kharge, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, all on stage. VD Satheesan taking oath as well. The chief ministers from all Congress-led states on the ground. The allies of the Congress party in the UDF, the IUML, the RSP, the CMP are all present on the stage as well. What is the roadmap that the people of Keralam can now expect? Of course, Rahul Gandhi had put forth his 5 guarantees. The manifesto is out as well. VD Satheesan focusing a lot on the youth, focusing a lot on Gen Z, and we see this in the cabinet. It's a blend of political stalwarts as well as young leaders and youth voices in the cabinet. What can we expect?
First of all, I would like to congratulate the people of Kerala for their mandate and trusting UPA, trusting our UDF and giving Satheesan ji an opportunity to become the Chief Minister of Kerala. And as you said, our Honorable Chief Minister is already into Gen Z effect and is also given opportunity for PC Vishwanathan ji Roji Johnji and Liju ji, who are all very from Youth Congress background. We've been working in Youth Congress organization for a long time, and they are all very committed to the ideology of Congress party. Not only that, if you see the trend in Kerala, they are all the Kerala people have made sure that no communal forces should enter Kerala. Not only Kerala, now if you see the South India, entire South India is against the communal forces, and as Rahul Gandhi ji has told that we will definitely be implementing our 5 guarantees which have been committed during the time of election and which have been kept in the manifesto.
And what difference can we then expect from the UDF's performance in these upcoming 5 years from what the LDF has done in the last 10 years? There's been a lot of talk about V.D. Satheesan's approach. He's been a lawyer before this, and even as leader of opposition, he's someone who is very meticulous. He took up public interest issues of the grassroots through PILs, through RTIs. How can we expect this to reflect in his governance?
Satheesan ji has a very good team now, is because he has all the seniors also who are with him, and as you said, being a opposition leader, he has been in the people, he has been in the masses, he knows what exactly the situations are, what exactly the people are facing problems during the last 10 years of the previous government. And now that the government, we are already in the government, we have an action plan, and you will definitely watch some good positive work in Kerala government, and we have to wait and watch, because we have to give some time. This is a new government after 10 years of opposition, and we are committed to the people of Kerala, and we'll definitely put in all the positive efforts to give positive results.
All right, so with that, I would like to thank you for taking out time and speaking to us on Newsx. And we wish the Congress party all the very best. Of course, the mandate of the people has gone to the UDF this time around. Of course, it remains to be seen whether these guarantees will be fulfilled. In the meantime, my colleague Anand Singh with us on the broadcast. Anand, it's been quite an electrifying atmosphere on the ground. We've seen the show of strength. We've seen all the leaders from the Congress party standing on stage, hand in hand, raising their hands right before the oath-taking ceremony, a pointed message going out over there. But beyond the optics, of course, we've seen a lot of promises made. You were on the ground while campaigning was taking place, while polling was taking place, and while counting was taking place as well. What have you gauged as far as the people are concerned? What are they really looking at? What are the key issues that they want the UDF-led government to address for them?
Yeah, Pia, look, as you just mentioned that how there was an electrifying atmosphere in Thiruvananthapuram Stadium, where all the senior Congress leaders, including Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, A. Revanth Reddy, Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu, and the Deputy Chief Ministers from Karnataka, D.K. Shivakumar, and from Telangana, Bhatti Vikram Akka Mallu. So all were present on the dais, and we have seen that how they have waved when Satheesan was going to take oath. We have seen the electrifying crowd over there, how they responded to V.D. Satheesan when his name was announced by the Governor Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar. So clearly, we have seen this kind of atmosphere there during the election campaigns also, when the Congress party has taken on the LDF led by Pinarayi Vijayan government over there, when it has alleged of several of the corruption cases taking place under the nose of the LDF government in the last 10 years. And this was one of the major highlights of Congress campaign, that it targeted Pinarayi Vijayan led government over there. Beside that, they also targeted the women and youth community of the Kerala, and they promised a lot of guarantees for them. That includes that how for jobs there will be a lot of opportunity that will be given by the new UDF government led by Congress over there. So clearly now the Congress party will be looking to fulfill those 5 guarantees, as Congress party has been maintaining that how the 5 guarantees that it has promised in Karnataka, it is delivering, despite the fact that 2-3 lakh crore per annum is spent on the promises, on the guarantees that it has made. Similarly, in Telangana and in Himachal Pradesh, we are looking at how Congress party has been trying to deliver on the guarantees. So clearly, even in Kerala, this is what Rahul Gandhi and several of the top Congress leaders have mentioned and maintained, that whatever promises the party has made, they are going to deliver, and it will keep on delivering those promises, and it won't let the people of Kerala down by deviating away from the promises. So clearly, it's a big moment for the Congress party, as it's a historic comeback for the Congress-led UDF in Kerala after 10 years. As in 2021 assembly polls, we have seen that how despite having a consecutive government every 5 years, that formula, that rule was broken in Kerala, as LDF government had once again repeated the government over there for the second consecutive time. But this time, it could not complete a hat-trick, and the UDF had wrested out the power from them. So clearly, the Congress-led UDF will like to fulfill all the guarantees and promises that it had made with the people, and for that, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, or if we talk about leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, they have assured the people that how its government will look to deliver on all the promises that it has made to the people of the state in the coming 5 years. Back to you, Priya.
All right, Anand, thank you so much for joining us, sharing all of those details. I also have with me Ms. Rajlakshmi Joshi. She's been extremely patient, waiting for quite a while. We, of course, heard most of the swearing-in ceremony over there. V.D. Satheesan taking oath formally as the Chief Minister of Keralam. And quite the cabinet he has there. 20 other members are a part of his cabinet, 11 from the Congress, 5 from the IUML, representations from the Kerala Congress Jacob faction, the RSP, the CMP as well. In focus, of course, the 5 guarantees promised by Rahul Gandhi, as well as what exactly will the UDF do that is different from what the LDF has done in the last 10 years. But the choice itself has been one that has provoked a lot of discussion, because sources did tell us that V.D. Satheesan was not Rahul Gandhi's pick. Rahul Gandhi's pick was in fact K.C. Venugopal, and it was pressure from the allies that led to Satheesan's name finally being declared. In your assessment, did the ally pressure really hold weight in this? And if so, then how exactly should Satheesan then go ahead and strike a balance between what the High Command wants and what the allies want in the state over the next 5 years?
A very good morning, and firstly congratulations to the UDF for a stupendous victory. And yes, they have redeemed themselves after being out of power for 10 years, which is against convention in Kerala. So that is the previous, I think your reporter was rightly saying that every 5 years there is a change in government, which did not happen the last time round. Now this time, in spite of this huge, stupendous victory, you saw that there was this huge, there was this surprising delay. So that was something that took everybody by surprise. So that is actually, see, very rightly there were all these discussions about the choice of Mr. V.D. Satheesan, because there were a lot of factors actually. So in spite of the fact that yes, Mr. V.D. Satheesan was the person who was leading from the ground, he was the person who was instrumental in bringing back the Congress and the UDF to power. But in spite of that, yes, the High Command, that is Mr. Rahul Gandhi, definitely preferred Mr. K.C. Venugopal. And in spite of all of that, Mr. V.D. Satheesan was picked. But you can, if you remember the days before this choice, you can see that there was this huge poster war where you had people in Wayanad. Actually, there were posters that said that this time round, dare you try to come back to Wayanad, you will not be able to be an MP, and Wayanad will be turned into Amethi if you do not pick Mr. V.D. Satheesan. And also, there were all these, there was a huge pressure from IUML. So IUML, the reason why they have been backing Mr. V.D. Satheesan is because in the past, Mr. Satheesan has made very provocative and very strong comments in favor of the Prophet, and they controversial at that, and he has stood by it. So that actually, that came under a lot of fire from the opposition, obviously the communist parties and from the BJP. All of them definitely did not favor all these kind of comments, where he was talking about some scientific predictions by the Prophet. See, I will not get into the details of that, but there have been a lot of indications where there has been strong appeasement by Mr. V.D. Satheesan and by the Congress in Kerala. So that has actually been the main factor due to which they have won. So they have won only on the back, on the shoulders of the IUML. So, and if you have seen that there has been this strong backing of the Muslim community. So even in Wayanad, the reason why they chose Wayanad was also because of the Muslim community, of the Muslim strongholds, and also the backing of the IUML. So that all of this is definitely something that Mr. V.D. Satheesan, I was listening very amused to the statements by the Congress MP who was speaking before me. So he was talking about how they have kept all the communal forces out, and they're talking about some great secularism that they claim to have brought into Kerala. So, but it is strange that they are actually doing all of this on the back of the IUML, which has the Muslim League in its very name, and which is a remnant of the Muslim League, which actually chose partition of India. So this force, where they're talking about secularism, while actually taking the very shelter of the communal forces, that is something that is a huge challenge for Mr. V.D. Satheesan. So while he claims to be the secular force, and the Congress as well, so all of this, that is a very big, it is such a big hypocritical stance that the Congress has taken. So if you have seen what has happened in Tamil Nadu as well as in Kerala, they have taken the help and the support of the IUML in both states. So so how can they claim to be secular? So, and the backing of the IUML and their pressure is very evident, and already the Congress is hugely into minority appeasement. So now it is definitely something to watch out for, how they are going to keep up with the secularism that they keep talking about. So I don't know, in all the states that they have won, they seem to be having most of Muslim candidates winning, and in Muslim pockets only they seem to be winning. So now they keep talking about the SIR. That also I want to mention, that in the SIR happened in Kerala also, and it strangely so happened that there were a lot of deductions in SIR in Kerala as well, and the major deductions happened in the pockets where the BJP was doing better, especially during the panchayat elections. So especially in the Hindu strongholds. So those are the places where there were the maximum deductions, and obviously the maximum additions were in places like Mallapuram, which are Muslim strongholds and which are places where the Congress was doing better. So you can understand what I'm trying to say, and there was a delimitation. A lot of constituencies also were redrawn. So all of this has actually impacted the Congress in a way, and it has helped the Congress also. But now they choose to actually look at all of this as some kind of God's voice. The people's voice is the God's voice, and here the democracy has come victorious. Secularism is very much in place, in spite of the fact that IUML is a very strong contender here, and without the support of the IUML, the Congress wouldn't have been able to be in power in Kerala. In spite of this, this 102 in numbers is backed by 22 of the IUML. So without them, they would have been just, I think, some 65 in number, which wouldn't have been enough for them to be able to form the government.
And they have repaid that by providing 5 seats to the IUML in the configuration of cabinet ministers. But one a quick comment because I'll have to move on to further updates as well. Ramesh Chennithala has been given the home portfolio. He stated this in the morning as well, that he's been allocated the home portfolio. Law and order is something that came up in conversations with my colleague Anand when he was on the ground speaking to people. That's something that they addressed numerous times. So what do you make of Ramesh Chennithala as the choice for Home Minister in Keralam?
Yes, law and order is a very sensitive topic here for Kerala, because I am saying this because, see, there have been a lot of instances. Now, as much as the Congress and a lot of these political parties want to close their eyes to the idea of love jihad, that has been very predominant here, and a lot of these forces, like especially like the IOML and a lot of other communal forces have been very active here, and a lot of people have been radicalized and they have been sent nothing less than to ISIS. So all of this has been happening, and the NIA has been conducting a lot of raids, and there has been a lot of all these kind of incidents where a lot of people have been held. They have been found indulging in all these kind of radical practices. So all of this is going to be a huge challenge for anybody who takes up the home ministry. And like I said, already there is this pressure from the IOML. So how all these different factions within the Congress and outside the Congress also, all of them, how they're going to be handling all of that. So how they're going to be able to close their eyes to all these factors and maintain the law and order at the same time. So even the church is also very concerned about all these incidents, and obviously the Hindus are also very much concerned about all the different incidents that are happening, especially about the love jihad, and a lot of conversions happening. Not just the conversions, it's the radicalization and leading up to the ISIS. So all of that has been happening, and some places like Kasargod have been they have been very strongly involved in a lot of these terror activities. So all of this, I don't think that anybody can close their eyes to that and then talk about peace and talk about communal harmony. So anybody who takes up the home ministry has to definitely take up all of this with an iron hand. So which I wish the very best to Mr. Ramesh Chennithala and to the entire UDF for they also will have to give their ministries very stringently and very sensitively, because they have a lot of alliance partners to please. So this is a lot of challenges on hand. So I wish them the very best, and to the state of Kerala as well.
All right, ma'am. With that, I'd like to thank you for taking our time sharing your perspective and analysis with us. On that note, viewers, we're tracking some breaking developments from Jammu and Kashmir. Major news coming in. Sources indicate that the joint strategy of the Indian Army, Jammu and Kashmir Police and Central Security Agencies has dealt a significant blow to the Pakistan-backed terrorist network. Due to continuous operations and intense military pressure, terrorists linked to Pakistan have now been forced to hide in the interior areas of Jammu and Kashmir. According to reports, contact between terrorists and their handlers in Pakistan has also sharply decreased. While previously over 100 communication attempts were recorded annually, this number has now dropped to less than 10 in the past year. Security agencies attribute this to the weakening of the terror network and increased surveillance on the ground. 8 Jaish-e-Mohammed commanders have been killed in special operations conducted following Operation Sindoor. Now, according to sources, these commanders were sent on a mission by their terror handlers to establish terror bases in India, set up new modules and strengthen local terror networks. Security agencies now say that by neutralizing these terrorists in time, major conspiracies have been foiled. Continuous search operations, technical surveillance and local intelligence have significantly limited terrorist activities. Joining us on the broadcast is Jammu Bureau Chief Ajay Jandyal. Ajay, over to you. major blow to the terror nexus in J&K. We've seen a significant curtailing of the terror networks in J&K. They've now been pushed to interior areas. The amount of contacts they've tried to establish with their handlers has been cut down significantly. Surveillance has increased sharply, and 8 JEM commanders have been killed over the past year itself. What exactly is the strategy the security forces have been adopting in order to ensure this major blow to the terror network?
Yes, you rightly said. But we are seeing that after Operation Sindoor, the Ministerial Police, Army, and the CRPF and other intelligence agency, they started ensuring that every terrorist, those who are associated, every person who is associated with the terror modules, terror network, they have to be, traced, and they have to be neutralized, and that is what has happened for last 1 year. Our sources are saying that top, commanders of the different terror groups, those have been neutralized. Those who came to the Jammu Kashmir to disturb peace over here, they were neutralized. Whether it was Satheesan, whether it was Lieutenant Bashir, or Haider, other than that Sameer, and Mujahid, other than that Mujahid Hussain and Atif Hussain and Adil Khan. These are the terrorists. Those were top commanders. And active in the different part of Jammu Kashmir. They were traced out. They were neutralized by the security agencies, and Operation still continues to ensure that every terror link has to be properly explored, and those who are basically hiding in this area and they are planning to disturb peace, they have to be neutralized. Other than that, terror network, especially in terror network of the overground worker terror associate, that was also unearthed by the security forces in Jammu and Kashmir, and this is another achievement that not only the terrorists but terror modules, terror network, and terror associate, they have been stand behind the bar, and this is the new strategy of the security forces and agencies in the Jammu and Kashmir to ensure the safety safety and the security of the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
Absolutely. On that note, let's also take a look at who exactly these terrorists are. Ajay, stay on with us, of course. Remember, Ajay has been tracking this information very, very closely. He's also managed to know from his sources who exactly these terrorists are, those who have been eliminated. There has been a purge in terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir over the last 5 months. Terrorist number 1, who faced Salam alias Zubair, resident of Multan in Sindh, killed on 22nd January 2026 at Katwa. Pakistani-based terrorist eliminated. Next terrorist number 2, Lukman Bashir, resident of Lahore in Pakistan's Punjab, killed on 3rd February 2026 at Udhampur. So 2 eliminations in the beginning of the year itself in quick succession, 22nd January, 3rd February. Then we come last year, those who've been eliminated include Haider alias Maulvi, resident of Pakistan's Punjab, killed on 27th June 2025 at Udhampur. Then terrorist number 4, Sameer, another resident of Pakistan, killed on 3rd February 2026 at Udhampur. So back-to-back successive operations, June 2025, then January 2026, February 2026. Here again, you have Ilyas, terrorist number 5, alias Mujahid, resident of Punjab in Pakistan, killed on 22nd February 2026 at Kishtwar. Then we have terrorist number 6, Mutabir Hussain, alias Chaudhry, resident of Rawalkot in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, killed on 22nd February 2026 at Kishtwar. So there, of course, we have our security forces gunning down these terrorists. 2 more terrorists have been identified. Jaish-e-Mohammed commanders Atiq Hussain, alias Saifullah, resident of Abbottabad in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, killed on 22nd February 2026 at Kishtwar. Then we have Adil Khan, alias Adil Pathan, resident of Kohat in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, killed on 4th February 2026 at Kishtwar. So here, of course, we've seen back-to-back successes by the Indian armed forces on the ground, who are maintaining vigil constantly, who ramped up surveillance, who have managed to gun down 8 Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists, their commanders who are in touch with Pakistan-based handlers who are trying to establish new modules in India. They were trying to set up terrorist bases in India. Their terror nexus has now been effectively broken by the Indian security forces, who are maintaining vigil 24/7. Remember, security has been stepped up, and this is in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor, which dealt a decisive blow to the terror nexus and infrastructure in Pakistan last year. Now, of course, there were about 100 communication attempts that were recorded on an annual basis before the crackdown last year, which have got it to just 10 in the past year. 8 commanders gunned down as well. Of course, we've seen, as per reports, as Ajay was telling us earlier as well, due to continuous operations and intense military pressure, the terrorists have now been forced to hide in interior areas of Jammu and Kashmir. With us on the broadcast is Mr. S.P. Ved, former DGP, Jammu and Kashmir. Thank you so much, sir, for taking our time and speaking to us on Newsx. Decisive blow to the terror nexus in Pakistan and that has been operating out of Pakistan, that has been trying to sow and ferment conspiracies in India that have now been foiled by our security forces. 8 Jaish-e-Mohammed commanders have been gunned down over the past 5 months itself. We've got the details as well. We also have information that the attempts of establishing communication between terrorists who have been pushed to the interiors by our security forces and their handlers in Pakistan has been reduced to less than 10 attempts in this year as well. In fact, these terrorists were trying to establish new modules, but we've foiled that conspiracy as well. What in your assessment has really worked over here? We do know that security has been tightened, surveillance has been ramped up as well, and now that they are hiding in the interior pockets, what are the challenges owing to the terrain that the security forces face on the ground?
Thank you very much for having me. See, I was listening to Ajay. Absolutely, he enumerated all these 8 names, all of them Pakistani terrorists who have been eliminated in the hills of Jammu region, whether it is Bilawar of Kathua, Tehsil Bilawar of Kathua district, Basantgarh, Dudu area of Udhampur, and Kishtwar. We had almost 8 successes in last after the Operation Sindoor last year, and these were, it actually burst the conspiracy of Asim Munir, who had resorted to brought the change in tactics after suffering in Kashmir, where he thought about 3 years back that occupying hills by specially trained commandos armed with American M4 rifles with to disturb Jammu region, which was actually almost free of terrorism before these 3 years, for last 15 years. So they had initially created a lot of problem and people were worried, but then initially our forces took time. They had to establish dominance, but good ground connect, the better public interaction that I have been insisting on, because you can't succeed without people's knowledge, and people are the ones who of the area who know where terrorists are, who is feeding them, who is giving them food, who is providing them the wherewithal and logistics. So that is very, very important, and all these successes have come because of that, and also better tactics, better operational skills of the Indian Army and CAPF, along with good ground connect of Jammu and Kashmir Police. I think the successes go to, and this is indicative from the fact what you are mentioning, as Ajay was saying, how number of communications have reduced. So it shows whatever number has been left in the hills of region, interior jungles and interior cave areas of these hills. So they are not able to image which they were initially they were able to do. So that indicates how after Operation Sindoor, the J&K police and our armed forces have successfully eliminated these terrorists.
Absolutely, sir. With that, I'd like to thank you for taking our time, sharing your perspective with us on Newsx. On that note, viewers, we're tracking further information from Jammu and Kashmir. We're now learning that security forces have launched massive search operations across Rajouri and Poonch districts in Jammu and Kashmir to trace suspected terrorists. The operations are being carried out in around 15 locations in the Pir Panjal region, jointly by SOG Poonch, SOG Rajouri, the Indian Army and the CRPF. Now, officials say that the searches are aimed at tracking down 2 to 3 active terror groups, including recently infiltrated modules believed to be operating in the area that has witnessed multiple attacks in the past 5 years. Ajay is still with us on the broadcast. Ajay, massive search operations across 15 locations in Rajouri and Poonch. What are you picking up from the ground?
Yes, major crackdown have been launched by the security forces in different parts of Rajouri and the Poonch, and this is to ensure that every terrorist, those who are active here in the Rajouri Poonch, they have to be neutralized, because there are apprehension that terrorists, 2 to 3 terrorist groups, those who are active in this area, they are hiding in the forest area. About 15 to 16 locations are under, crackdown by the Jammu and Kashmir police and the Indian Army, and they are ensuring that if there is any loophole, if there is any hideout, they have to be bust, and terrorists those who are hiding over there, they have to be neutralized. And this is what happening after Operation Sindoor was conducted by the Indian Air Force and the Indian Army, and that was to ensure that terrorists and terror commanders sitting across, they have to be neutralized, and those who are sitting here in the Jammu and Kashmir, they also need to be identified, traced out, and neutralized.
All right, Ajay, with that, I would like to thank you for taking our time and sharing those details in a very comprehensive manner. We will continue to track the success our security forces have now been reaping as far as curbing terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir is concerned. On that note, we're shifting focus to Bengaluru, where we're now learning that 2 men have been arrested in Bengaluru's Dodaballapur rural area after a road rage incident was booked as an attempt to murder and assault case. Now, the incident involved Rachna, a 29-year-old architect who was on her way to deliver lunch to her husband Bharat at a construction site near Hesurghat. When the confrontation commenced, police stated that the trouble started when Rachna honked at an MUV blocking the road on Hesurghat main road. Now, the driver allegedly got out, clicked her photograph and threatened to break her car window. She then called her husband and relatives, who rushed to the spot. A scuffle followed, in which Rachna's husband was allegedly attacked with a stone after he asked the accused to delete her photo. Now, based on her complaint, Dodaballapur police arrested the accused, identified as Mahesh and Govind Raju, and they have now been remanded to judicial custody. My colleague Belly is with us on the broadcast to share more details. Belly, what do we know of this incident so far? We do know that there are 2 accused, Mahesh and Govind Raju, and they've been remanded to judicial custody.
So, according to the police, this incident happened on Saturday afternoon when Rachna, who is an architect who was heading in her car to her construction site where her husband was, and she was going to that construction site to give food for her husband while there was an MUV blocking her way, and when she honked, the driver of the MUV got down and he came to her and started clicking photos of her on his mobile phone, to which she resisted, sitting inside the car with her windows locked. He then later on said that he would break the glass if he wouldn't open, and he was gesturing as if he's going to beat up the glass and beat up the car windows and glass. So that was the time when Rachana had made a call to her husband and her relatives and told about exactly the spot where it was. It was near Taj Kutira on Silkata main road. By the time her husband and her relatives rushed to the spot, the situation escalated. There was another co-passenger with that driver in the MUV who also came out and who happened to hit Rachana's husband Bharat and with a stone on his head. So this was just for honking, and the police now say that they had taken these two accused for medical examination and found that they were under the influence of alcohol, and now the police have booked them for attempt to murder and assault and other sections of creating that kind of situation, a road rage in that area. They have been arrested and they've been produced before the magistrate and remanded to judicial custody. Back to you.
Absolutely, and Belly, we've also managed to access the FIR copy which has been filed under section 173 of the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita. Let's make this big so that our viewers can see clearly. Yes, right there on your screens, Karnataka State Police FIR copy. This has been filed in Dodabalapura, Bengaluru Rural District. The FIR has been dated 15th May 2026, filed under Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. It has been filed under section 173 as well, 126 clause 2, 109, 352, 78 and 3 clause 5 as well. The day was Friday, date 15th May 2026. The incident transpired sometime in the afternoon from around 1:20 p.m. to 1:40 p.m. Information was received at the police station on the same day at 3:30 p.m. It